Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and that's a really good reason why I wasn't talking about the Depp Heard trial, right? If you're watching this years from now, I assume perhaps no one will remember that trial, but it was a big spectacle back in 2022, and the media kind of swarmed around it, and people watched it, and it was a lot of people watching the drama of this trial about two wealthy, famous people who were horrible to each other, and people used it as a form of escapism to get away from our many crises right now. Right now, we're facing pandemics, climate crisis, very serious war in Ukraine that includes lots of threats of nuclear war. It's a difficult year in a variety of ways. There's an energy crisis. There's a food crisis. There's a lot of things going on, right? And I didn't talk about that trial because, one, I'm an employment attorney, not I'm not an attorney who should be this channel is not about defamation, right? Certainly, we've handled defamation cases plenty of times, but not what this channel is about. Certainly, this channel is not about views. If I was looking to get views, I would talk about different things. This channel is geared towards getting people answers about employment law, because employment law attorneys are rare. There's not enough of us, and we are expensive as all get out. So sometimes people can't get answers. So I try to make videos that answer people's questions for free, so at least people can be armed with a little bit of knowledge and an answer. You might not like my answer. That's okay. But you got an answer. And it was free. Okay, but back to the Depp Heard trial, not because of the trial, we're not discussing the trial, but because of a Taylor Lorenz article in the Washington Post that went after another legal channel here on YouTube called Legal Bytes, Bytes with a Bytes. And I am a fan of Legal Bytes. Legal Bytes does legal analysis on a variety of topics and wrote about the Depp Heard trial quite a bit because the average Joe and Jane on the street wanted to know about the Depp Heard trial, and that's what Legal Bytes does. She provides legal analysis. Very, very well, for that matter. And Legal Bytes is a much larger channel than my channel. Legal Bytes does not need my backing. Probably won't even know I made this. I'm just saying, making a video because I see Taylor Lorenz of the WAPO going after a couple of YouTubers. One of them I'm a fan of, and I was like, this is problematic because in the article, Taylor Lorenz lies. Flat out, dead butt lies. And I'm going to post the article down below, kind of getting into how she lied. And I think it matters. It matters because, one, I like Legal Bytes, and I don't want people lying about Legal Bytes. Two, the WAPO, the Washington Post, is supposed to be taking over the mantle of the Chronicle of our times, right? The New York Times is not. They've had a rough decade. They're not the Chronicle of our times anymore, and we can all agree, not what they once were, right? It is what it is. I don't actually think any of you disagree about that. And I was always of the opinion that the Washington Post was taking up that mantle. They would be the Chronicle of our times. If it was printed in the Washington Post, we could believe it. We could take it to the farm. Unfortunately, apparently not the case. I don't actually even know if I blame the Washington Post, because they did ultimately, I believe, issue an apology here, although there was several stages of them engaging in things less than issuing an apology, which were a little bit nefarious and a little bit, it appears, meant to obfuscate what they had actually done, what they had actually printed, how they had departed from their journalistic integrity guidelines. So that's a bummer, right? I mean, who's left? What media who do we believe? We need real media. Of course, the only thing I'll mention about the Amber Heard situation is she paid, I don't even think it's allegedly, but I'll say allegedly just because I don't want any trouble. I think the ACLU may have admitted that she paid them to ghostwrite an article for a newspaper about how she was the victim of domestic violence, and then, well, I should say she promised to pay them, I think $4.5 million, and then didn't. And they go through the article, and she like had the appearance of her buying domestic violence ambassador position with the ACLU, which is also kind of a tragedy. Like, the ACLU should not be for sale. The ACLU was an incredibly important organization that seems to have departed perhaps from the mission statement of the ACLU, right? The ACLU was incredible, did incredible work, inspired me for decades. And now it's like taking money to write articles for famous people who don't really matter. Like, come on. It's just sad. I guess what I'm saying here is it's like a collection. It's like these two kind of famous people. I don't even know. I can't even name a movie. Oh, Edward. He's been in Edward Scissorhands. I don't know what she's been in. He's been in Edward Scissorhands. I think he played a pirate, like Jack Sparrow or something. But they don't matter, right? These two idiots don't matter, and yet they were able to kind of like get two very important institutions to debase themselves: the Washington Post and the ACLU. And that's, man, it feels bad. That feels bad, right? Listen, domestic violence is a real problem, and I'm not, I don't know what happened between those two people, and I'm not one of these people like, oh, he's a liar, or she's a liar. I don't know. I wasn't there. Neither were you, so stop. You don't know. Stop, right? That's not what I care about. I just care about these institutions that we need to do their job in order for our society to be okay. Getting so easily corrupted by like a teaspoon of fame and a couple $1 million. So that they didn't even collect, right? So yeah. Anyways, I put up a news piece about what WAPO put Legal Bytes through down below in the doobie-doo, and I thought it was important, and I apologize for this departure from employment law on this channel, and we're going to get back to regularly scheduled videos tomorrow. If this was helpful, and it definitely wasn't, but if it was helpful, consider liking and subscribing. Helps me to help more people just like you.